Right. Welcome back to Binge Guide, everyone, where we help you find your next show. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Victoria.
And Victoria. This week we are diving into a trailer that just, I don't know about you, but it really grabbed me and shook me a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
This is The Grove.
The Grove.
It's looks like a sci-fi thriller, and it looks intense. Have you seen this?
Oh, yeah, I've seen it. And it's one of those trailers that just gives you chills right off the bat, just from like those opening few seconds.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of little cryptic clues packed in there, and there are glimpses of action that make you feel like something big is about to happen.
Yeah.
It's like a runaway train that you just can't look away from.
So for all our listeners out there, we are going to be diving into the trailer for The Grove today, trying to figure out if this is going to be the next show that everyone is talking about. And the first thing that really hit me was that opening scene where it's just pure chaos and pandemonium, and someone yells, "This never happened, baby."
Right.
I mean, what a loaded line.
It's very intriguing right from the start. And I think that's really smart filmmaking because you don't know what happened. You don't know who these people are or how they're related to each other.
Right.
But it just sets up all these questions in your mind right away.
Yeah, and then boom, we cut to this frantic escape sequence where somebody is shouting, "We just got started, wait." It seems like whatever went wrong is only the beginning.
Yeah, and that's what really hooked me because so many sci-fi thrillers, they really bank on that paranoia and the slow burn reveals.
Right.
But this feels like it's going to be really action heavy, and I really like the look of those chase scenes through the forest. I mean, they were intense.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder if they're going for like a balance of the action and the paranoia, or if it's just going to go all in on being this huge blockbuster.
That's a great question, because then they start to pepper in little bits of dialogue here and there about rules and experiments, and then someone just drops the line about super soldiers.
Yeah.
And, at that point, they've got my attention.
Well, super soldiers are kind of a dime a dozen these days in these types of movies.
Right.
But the line that really stood out to me was the one where they said to amp up the dosage.
Uh-huh.
And to me, that just suggests that this is going to be a lot darker and more desperate than, say, like your typical Captain America origin story.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's like they're taking a familiar trope, like the whole super soldier thing, and they're twisting it.
Yeah.
And they're doing that visually as well, with a lot of shadows and quick cuts to this mysterious lab that we see. It's giving me like Stranger Things vibes, but with a much grittier aesthetic.
Right.
It almost seems like they're going for a more mature audience with this, somebody who's seen it all and wants something a little more raw.
Yeah, and what I think is really fascinating is how they're using the visuals and the dialogue together to create this atmosphere of creeping dread. Like one minute you have someone saying, amp up the dosage, and then the next minute you have someone pleading, I don't want to die.
Oh, wow.
So it's really clear that the stakes are high, but we don't know why yet.
And then we get to the final shot of the trailer, which is our mystery woman screaming, "Come get some mother," before they cut to the title card. I mean, I get chills every time I see it.
Yeah.
But it's also a little cliche, isn't it?
I see what you mean. It's a very powerful image, but it does feel a little bit familiar.
Yeah.
It actually reminds me of that look ooh from Revenge of the Sith.
Right.
Which worked great in that movie. But if they're trying to do a series here, I think they're going to have to show a lot more nuance to her anger if they want to keep people invested.
Yeah, so big question for our listeners out there is, The Grove going to be your next binge? I'm honestly on the fence here.
Yeah.
The action looks incredible. There's clearly a compelling mystery there. But that ending has me wondering if they're going for depth or just pure thrills.
I think that's the big question right now. The trailer does a good job of raising a lot more questions than it answers, but they're going to have to deliver on that promise of giving us something really different. So we'll be keeping an eye on this one. And in the meantime, you all keep it locked right here on Binge Guide, helping you find the next show.
The next show.
The next show, exactly.
Awesome. We'll see you all next time.
See you later.